Hi there, I'm Shoddy. Today we're gonna play Krondor episode 18. We left off in... We just started chapter 9. Mad God's Rage. Prevent McCullough from reaching the Lifestone. The last episode we went through the alien planet, we rescued Pug. And now we're underneath Bethanon, where we were teleported into to defend the Lifestone. There's probably lots of cool treasures and battles in down here, and maybe we'll beat the game today. To see previous episodes or any other games I play, you should check out the live tab on my YouTube or the playlist over there. What else? Thanks for any likes, subscribes, and follows you can give me here or over there. Appreciate it. Let's go. Let's not sleep here. Dogs. They agreed to attack. More of my plants are starting to sprout. That feels good. I put them in the window behind me. I don't know if you can tell, but the piano's moved now. The camera's not really over there, but I got the drapes pinned against the table and the plants under there. Maybe some natural light will be better than my grow lights. Usually I'd turn them on by now. There'll be less of it. Could be warmer over there in the window too, I was thinking. We got asparagus and celery that needs to sprout. And green peppers and hot peppers. My lettuce plant is sprouted. My radishes are leggy, which is why I moved it over there to the window, because their light on the grow light wasn't close enough, so they're going too tall and spindly, and then so I was trying to like fix them, manipulate them. I pinked the stem on one of them. One radish plant down. Should probably save Bug from getting hit too much. Nice. Hello. Apples were cold. What is this the body of? I think he's dead, Groth said, eyeing the Beast Hound's corpse. And I guess we'll save this stuff for maybe a final battle. I think I used all my spherical oil. I need any ropes? Oops. I don't know if I need these anymore. Definitely don't need this. What kind of key is that? Ward of Rowland Sheb. Even looking at the key, Owen sensed something abnormal about it. The key is pulsing, he said. The inscriptions on the haft have aspects about them that look elven, but parts also appear Mordel. Whatever it is, I have the feeling it predates the kingdom. The Northlands or even Elvendar itself. How many ways are there to go? Just one? 2. 3. Lock tight. Peasant's key. Huh. Nobody can pick that lock, I guess. pit. Nice. Oh, is that a circle? Oops, wrong button. Alright, I guess we'll go jump the pit. Right here. A dead end. Alrighty then. That was a dead end. Oh, only one direction to go now. Unless there's two doors on this side. There is. Very special key. Let's try this one. Alright. How about this, though? Ooh, can we open with the ward of... Oh, broke a pick lock. Oh. Dead end. This way? Yes. Ooh. Dead end. Alright, last door. Some bad guys down there. I don't know what they are. More of them. Agreed to attack. Your opponents were not surprised. With the swing. Nice. E. Gallon Grief Maker. Oops, I wanted to share that, but that's fine. armor's all in good enough shape. So many ways to go. Oh boy. Cave giant. The attack was unexpected. Press some spells. How about blind? You too, bug. Find the other one. Of course, can beat him up. Nice. What do the Giants have? Nothing. Is much the same as the magical parameters that Chimerian, oh my gosh, how did I say that yesterday? Chimerian Yan gods use. Mikala must have learned their nature while he was there. Can you disassemble it? Not directly, we'll have to go to the source of its generation and eliminate the problem there. If we find Mikala, we'll be able to remove it. No, Mikala is already within, investigating the Lifestone as we speak. He'll have Spellweavers scattered through this location to maintain a shield of this power. I don't think he was absolutely certain that I would have found the cup. So he knew we were going to find it? About 2 years ago, he was absent from Mid-Chemia for a number of months shortly after I informed him that I would divulge no more about this chamber and the events at the end of the Great Uprising of the Mordell. When he reappeared, he dismissed his absence, saying that he had been traveling. Do you think he ran across the cup himself? Among other things, it's the only way he could have known about its powers and left it for me to discover. It is also probably about the time he decided to make contact with the Mordell. It's time we found the Six. Delacon's magic assistants? Not having seen them, I can't be certain whether they are native or not, but I suspect that they aren't Mordell spellweavers, despite whatever appearance they may be using. Mikala has played your ruler for a fool. Delacon won't stand to benefit in the slightest from this raid, despite anything Mikala might have indicated. Enough speculation. The sooner we find the Six, the sooner we can get the shield down. I wish I could make a little map post here. I'll just have to try to remember that. Back here. Right. So, we came from south. We didn't go north or west. Righty then. Did we go this way? No. There was a battle I avoided before. Agree to attack. What's this guy back there? Mordell Spellcaster. Enemy was not surprised. Nice. Maybe a puzzle? It's not. Let's try, see if it's trapped. It is trapped. Will it explode? It did explode. I don't really need the stuff that's in there. How bad are we hurt? Let's restore the bookmark. Are these any better? Can't really tell. Oof. Arrested, didn't I? Agreed to attack. Our opponents were not surprised. Whiskey. Is this the beginning again? It is. That's strange. So we'll go this way. And this way. Killed one spellcaster. I don't know if that was one of the 6. Didn't seem particularly any stronger than the rest of them. Now, I didn't go this way last time. That is correct. We agreed to attack. Attack was unexpected. There is no spellcasters here. This guy's steel fire. Everything else fun? Boom. This guy must have dragon armor. Hurt him for less. I don't know why it has that glitch. Now which way? This way seems like it's probably a dead end, so let's do it first. Oh no! I ran right into him. Once again, with blind being the best spell in the game. Like a whole person too. That one. Didn't look. Is that using up his staff? It is not. This is for armor, right? Counteracts frost-bladed weapons. Go ahead. Let me loot that giant. He's giving me the box. Oh wow. But that giant didn't have a key I need. Okay, maybe it gets him now. There we go. Just trapped. Not. Good picket. More ropes, sure. And do we go this way? No. Oh wait. Wait. Virtue key. It's down to a lower level. Do we go all the directions already? Puzzle. Its tail is round and hollow. Seems to get chewed a bit. But you'll rarely see this thing unless the other end is lit. Match and torch don't fit in there. Pipe. Did I go all the directions? I might have. This is where we have to go back to? Fuck. search his memory. His faculty is still clouded by the residual effects of his encounter on Timiriana. Ganya. He tried to remember the exact sequence of passageways in the ancient Valhalla ruins. Seeing the Master Magician's dazed expression, Owen tugged at his sleeve. Are we going down to another level? Yes. Of course, Pug replied absently. I was just thinking about something else. Without another word, Pug led them down the crumbling steps. Oh, it's got different walls now. Alright, time for loot. 4 legs in front, tomb behind, its steely armor scratched and dented by rocks and sticks since it toils as it helps feed the hungry. Like a plow? He's got an elven bow, I didn't even notice. I thought he had one of those Ronnie heavy bows. These are gonna be easy puzzles. In the field's a watchful thing. Watch it, and you will find it has a pitchfork in the front and a broom back behind. A rake? No. I don't know. Maybe some kind of bird or something? Bird. Oh. Cats. This will break out the notepad. First thing I thought of was like an arrow, but it's not fit. Not gonna be like a horse with pointy teeth. Right. I can spell tall. Owl. Eat. Beat. Can't be beat, right? Bees. Pitchfork in the front and the broom back behind. Is the broom back behind a tail? Wolf doesn't fit. Bull? Not sleep here. What is that? Wind elemental. Oh no, I hate them things. Their approach was undetected. He wants to steal its life. Oh, we are right on the right page. Untapped. Oh, it's sleep here. The 6. Oh, yeah, okay, just gonna... I have a feeling it's just a trap in here if it's a sign outside. Oh boy. 6 are Wervins, are they? Let's see what's the other direction. Oh, I see. Okay, well. The Spellweaver hadn't noticed them. Okay. Pug snapped his fingers, shouting something in Serani to the startled Spellweaver. He watched hard for a response from the magician, apparently saw what he expected to see. What did you say to him, One asked. I offered peace, Pug said, nodding to the Great One. Noting that the magician hadn't recovered from the surprise, apparently he isn't interested. Well, we could try to hold him, or blind him. Blind him first. Did it work? Won't know because we're also going to use hold. Well, that didn't work. Oh, and the blind didn't work either. Ooh, Gorth is frozen. Hey, get out of there, Pete. Let me get in the other room. Confuse enemy spellcasters. And let's give him the unfortunate flux. 32. What else can I hit him with? Invitation to bring him forward? Come here, bud. Didn't work. Maybe I'll try to hit him with a freeze spell. Maximum power. Don't miss. Yeah. He's frozen. Go beat him up, Owen. Ah. Wish I could rest. No more puzzles, please. Although lower than a fence and thinner than a rail, it can still be used to hold a horse, hooves, mane, and tail. Halter? No. Paddle? Might fit. Lower than the fence and thinner than a rail. A rope? A lead? No, saddle doesn't fit either. No, ropes? No. A stake. Ooh. This has got the number 3 blessing, which is better than both these guys' armor. Maybe we can rest. Though not a plant has leaves, though not a beast has spine, though many things need the thing, 'tis more valuable. Though many things wouldn't need this thing, 'tis more valuable than wine. Leaves and like a book? Unfortunate flux. Do we both have that already? I think we do. Yep. Well, that was one of the 6 then? Got some bad boys in here. Presence was not expected. Oh, I think mice would have had a better chance. Could have read that. We can freeze him. Yep. My favorite skin of the dragon. Anything else in this room? I think it's dead, he said. I think he's dead, one said, eyeing the Boldrake corpse. Why even have locked doors if they just give me the same key over and over again? Appears to be nothing in this room. What is this thing that having it, you can no longer give it away, but lacking it, for the moment at least, you can give it to those who must pay? Can't even guess. What is this thing that having it, you can no longer give it away? But lacking it for the moment at least, you can give it to those who must pay. I can spell crate. Death? Might as well start using some of this stuff. What does that one do? Counteract the effects of enchanted blades. And he's already got something on his armor. Use that, why not? This go on armor? It does not. This? It does. This one's like too good to use almost. This one. Wind Elemental again, and one of the 6. Spellweaver foiled their ambush. We were told to find you, Milamber, the Spellweaver said, raising his staff. We were instructed you are not to pass into the Lifestone Chamber. You cannot win, Pugbluff. Not entirely certain he could match the Great One's power in his present state. From somewhere, the Sarani magician found the resolve to continue. We shall discover the truth of it. Go with like strength 3 in this thing. Oof. Try that again. Okay. Did I find out anything works against this thing? Give him the unfortunate flex. Cast Cryptosporidium. This one is for fighting. There's never enough room. We're gonna have to sleep somewhere, guys. Oh, okay. Went the wrong way there. Have to fight that again probably now. Hello. Where was I going? Did I already open this? How would I be able to tell? I had this? I think I'm on the last dungeon, finding the last guys. I beat this, but then I fell down a pit. That wasn't very smart of you. Nice job, Pug. Alright, I was trying to rest, but I fell down a pit. Where can we rest? Is this gonna be the pit again? It is. Did that just appear behind me, or did I get turned around? The pit apparently appeared behind me. That is interesting. Unless I just don't remember crossing it. There we go. That'll be 2 of the 6 down. More puzzles. Locked. It's trapped. It's trapped. Just for my curiosity. Boom. Oh, and fell to his knees. Oh, we lost. That's a pretty powerful explosion on that one. Got this one. Boom. Alright. Oh, they are deadly explosions. The Ward of Rallin Sheb. There's a wyvern. Eager to attack. Enemy had caught their scent. That was easy. Meant to click on the chest game. Our valiant leaders will keep this, but only after they have given it. ERAS. It's not blessing. Doesn't fit. Persist. Our valiant leaders will keep this. Only after they have given it. Promise? Does that fit? Yes, it does. Relshebki, whatever it's called. 2 ways to go. Word of Rowland Sheb. This will be the 3rd of the 6. Oh, I already read this. Let's just go poke him. North. Oops. Probably haven't read the thing for Golden Sovereigns. Or the Brown Shep. I can just circle back. That's a dead end. Word of Rowland Shep. Be the 4th of the 6. Spellweaver foiled their ambush. I already read this. Uh-oh. No, Gorth needs his strength. How dare you? Fortunate flux. Heal it back. I don't think Gorth can. I don't know, does Strength Drain do anything on casters? I'm not entirely sure what the spell even does. Drains strength from the victim and gives it to the caster. I don't want to do it. I don't think it'll do anything to this guy. Let's see if we can freeze him. Nice. Well, it still says Gorth has 39 strength, but usually when that gets... Maybe he missed. Maybe when that gets casted, my guy can't hit for any damage. 52. Reset after battle? Yeah. Let's say I had 38 or something. 59. Okay. This didn't take it all. That was the 4th one, right? 4th bad guy? 4th of the 6? What do you know? The Word of Rowland Shep. Chest is trapped. Let me guess, it explodes. Oh, no, it didn't. I don't think I need any of this stuff anymore. Let's drink some of the potions. Oh, some kind of bad guys in here. I don't see one of the casters, but... Gorth stumbled! Oh no. Let's do Evil Seek. Damn as many as we can. Nice. Ow. Probably should have hit this one, because this one already moved for the turn. Oh well. See if we can kill them all. Is this a circle? A little bit. It's trapped. At this point, I should know better. Oh. A foul smell filled the air. Somehow the creature before them had sensed their presence and was now turning to attack. Bug gasped at the strangeness of it. Glancing over his shoulder at Gorth, he shouted, "We may be in trouble." Ew, what is that? Oh my god. Into the dragon? We can blind it. This guy's pretty good at hitting his spells, so see if we can freeze it. It's frozen. Oh, whatever it is, it's toast. Oh, it's unfrozen already. Blind work, I wonder? Don't freeze Gorth, whatever you do. I think it's dead, someone said, eyeing the servitor of Limbs Kragma's corpse. Nothing. Drink all the potions, use all the items. More than one direction to go? There is. Oops. Wanted to click on them. Oh well. That's getting into the watering can. There's 2 ways to go here as well. Well, 5th one of the 6th. Spellweaver foiled their ambush. Guess I'll use... Give him Steel Fire. And we'll freeze the bad guy. Bug doesn't miss with this spell, so pretty nice. And haven't went this way yet. I guess it's this key. Yep. That's the 6th one. Oh, we've foiled their ambush. Heals my strength. What a jerk. Beetle dead. I think it's dead. Steal his strength then. Oh, 70 strength. Must have missed. Oh, he's got 49 now. Damn. Alright, that should have been the last one of the 6. Didn't say anything special. So are we supposed to go back up and go to that place we couldn't get in before? To explore the rest of the basement floor here. This was a circle. There must have been a few ways I haven't gone yet. Where would they be? Here, maybe? There was a pit just before, too, that I didn't go over. Not that way. This way? Totally lost now. In one instance, I took turn instead of going over a pit. Suppose I'll see it if I zoom in. Not near here. Like we didn't go right. That's a circle. There's a pit, but that's not the one. Here, maybe? That's the way. I've not went this way. Nothing in here. Alright, here's the pit. Into a dead end. I think that was all the places, but where was the way up now? I don't remember at all. Here, maybe? Top right corner. Okay. You just remember that? Played this game recently? Just remembered me coming down? Okay. I get lost in video games all the time. Oh, there's the pit. This could be it. Not. Yep, looks familiar. I did make a note of where this one was, at least. Oops, wrong map. Mode is right here. How many pits are there going to be that I'm just going to step into? Alrighty then. Did I drink one of these? No. How's everybody buffed up? Could be a dead giant on the floor here. Or not. The hallway widened. In a few moments, the path turned, opening into a large chamber where a dragon lay curled on the ground. Oracle of all. I called for you, but was unable to reach your mind. The magician wields an amulet, which renders the body feeble, and he is in the process of disabling the last of the defenses, which ring the lifestone. Makala is reckless, but I do not think he will have crippled you permanently. He must have unearthed some Valheru artifact, likely a product of Lyran Baktos, the master of dragons. While he would be incapable of ruling your mind, he could still command your dragon's flesh. My inability to know my own future blinded us to this possibility, It's something we will have to attend to later. Gorith, I wish you to stay here and guard the oracle. Thank you, it pains me that protection is necessary. Pug, you may require my strength when you reach the Serani magician. You will have a difficult time in the Lifestone Chamber. No, Gorith, you have already given too much to this quest, and seen what should have been seen by no one other than myself. You would never so much as scratch Makala's skin before he burned you to cinders. He will be more respectful in the presence of magicians and less likely to do anything rash. For now, you have responsibility to guard the oracle. Pug hurried Owen under an archway. The corridor angled down sharply downward, its rough earthen floor littered with slippery ceramic material which cracked underfoot with each step taken. In places, the boy glimpsed ancient frescoes of Mordor-looking race who stared back at him with eyes filled with enigmatic hate, the cause of which had been millions of years dead. Following a slow bend, they arrived at last at what looked to be a stone wall, but quickly Pug muttered a few words and the door shimmered away into nothingness. Beyond lay a vast chamber, and Makala was waiting for them. I hope more for you, Makala. When first you came to us years ago from the assembly, I sensed your heart full of dark. He looks pretty evil. Looks like a bad guy from like a 70s or 80s movie. Black robes. Dark calculation. But I had thought, with us, you would grow to gentleness. We Serani are, of course, bereft of that quality. Save your prating for the assembly. You've returned my friendship with cold contempt, treated with my daughter as a wolf to his prey, and defied my interdict to visit Sethanon. Assume nothing between us now, other than the respect due between practitioners. Why has the Assembly of Magicians seen fit to interpose itself in Midkemian affairs? As told, the Assembly was unable to reach a consensus on this matter. They hesitate to dabble in matters that might arouse your ire, otherwise disposed with a small problem concerning House Akoma. They decided those who felt this investigation necessary could conduct it of their own volition. I undertook that responsibility. I should be careful taking such weight upon your shoulders. It may yet crush you. 10 years ago, you engaged in a battle to bar the Valheru entrance to your world. A battle in which you requested the services of several companies of Serani foot soldiers. As such, the battle became a matter of imperial interest and fell within the jurisdiction of the Assembly. You, however, have thwarted all of our efforts to gather information about that battle and have forbade our investigation of Sethanon. Many sons of great houses fell, but their bodies were never recovered for the proper rites. Your attempts at evasion are... What? I've never even seen that word before. Is execrable? Makala. Never has the Assembly concerned itself with the souls of the dead, and I don't believe they are practicing a newfound piety. You wish to learn how I defeated the Valheru. Indeed, how could we not? The Valheru were a race of unspeakable evil and dread power who once nearly destroyed our world. Although my brothers harbor the greatest respect, Pug, you would be incapable of turning aside such monstrous power unaided. Judging by the numerous defenses that ring this abandoned town, we assume the only possible solution. You concealed the thing of power in the caverns here. I cannot fault your fears, but your methodology has been despicable. The Lifestone was created in the darkest days of the Mad God's rage, a war in which the Valheru strove to destroy the gods of Midkemia. With it, they believed they could conquer every corner of the universe. In all likelihood, they could have. It must be eternally locked away here, and its existence must die out with that small handful of us that have looked upon it. You will speak to none of the Assembly about what you have found here, or you shall answer to me. I cannot in good conscience keep such a secret. What if such a weapon were wielded against the Empire? Could not such a weapon lay waste to all her children? We cannot simply bury such a weapon. It must be destroyed for the good of all future generations of the Empire and the Kingdom. Impossible. We have no way to know what would happen if we attempted to destroy it. It may not be tested without potentially disturbing the Valheru whose souls now occupy the stone. As I suspected. You have done nothing to study it. Great though your power may be, you haven't an inkling what secrets lie within that stone. Its very existence is obscene. It must not fall into the hands of a hostile power. Makala, do not tamper with the stone. It must be left untouched for the good of all. I judge now, as is my right as a great one of the Assembly of Magicians, it must be destroyed, Pug, for the good of the Empire. We'll give this a good old save, I guess. We'll call it buffs. They agreed to attack. And I think I drank all the potions already. Yeah. What else is in here? Is that a great one with him? The great one hadn't noticed him. Anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or he's just taking a stroll somewhere, as Pug said. Probably best if we try to avoid him. I mean, is that one of the 6? McCullough raised his staff, not wanting to strike down the Serrani, but realizing the choice had been made for him. Pug summoned what resources were left to him after the Timuranian Cup had blanked his spellcasting ability. Perhaps between he and the boy, they could still defeat McCullough. Am I supposed to just die? "23 hit points. Well, why don't you pull the sword out of the stone, boy? Become the king." The hell is that? I mean, I could give him Skin of the Dragon, but he's not gonna be able to do anything. Let's just, let's die really quick and see what happens. Try to freeze him. Oh. Pew! And freeze that thing. I'm still living. Rest. I guess I'm supposed to die. No, I'm supposed to win this somehow? Use this. Nope. Use this. Pug shook as he lifted the jeweled cup, feeling power flare within the jeweled artifact. In ever-expanding circles, his consciousness stretched forward, touched on the minds of those with whom he traveled, finding awe, confusion, fear, pain, knowledge. With jarring sadness, Owen's mind was joined to Pug's, each dazed by intimacy of the contact. The artifact has jarred a memory, Pug thought. I'm recalling an incantation now. I will try to retain the thought. Pug stirred. Gorth was standing over him. Well, okay, that was just nothing. This thing didn't allow me to survive against fireballs. What does this do? Change his mind. This is for enchanted blades, right? Enhanced metallic qualities of armors and... Fireball was still hurting this guy. That's for enchanted blades. Well, maybe they won't cast 2 fireballs right off the start this time. Better so far. So... see if we can hold one of these guys. Nope. We'll have to freeze him. Could have used Skin of the Dragon. Could have still used Skin of the Dragon. I think I'll just die and then try to reload again. on, no fireballs. Ooh, lucky. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Owen's getting splashed. Now he's frozen. Only I would have used Skin of the Dragon instead of pressing the rest button. That hardly hurt him. Alright, Pug, you're gonna have to take them all out. Let's use that, whatever it does. Strength drain gonna help. Got more strength now. Final rest? Oh. Use enemy spellcasters? Oh. One keeps getting splashed. Fortunate Flux. That didn't even work. Can we freeze McCullough? Yes. Yeah, shoot your friend. Nothing. We'll punch him. A blood-rayed ball of energy rose from the pendant, hovering inches from the end of Pug's nose as if waiting for a command. Unsure how he understood its intent, but nevertheless understanding, Pug concentrated his thoughts on the deadliest spells he could remember. Evil Seek hurt him a bit. Flamecast did nothing. I think Fetters or Rhyme actually hurt him. I think Unfortunate Flux actually hurt him too, maybe? No, it didn't. Can't do nothing with the sword. Let's just go punch him. Yeah, shoot your buddy. Ugh. That actually hurt him. Oh, might have hurt me too. Hmm. There you stand in my way. Did I learn any other spells from using that weird amulet? Doesn't look like it. If I could do steel fire on myself for more damage. How's he using lightning? Underground. I think maybe it's his staff. That's what I think. Fetters of Rhyme actually hurt him. I don't know if I can see the damage above his head when he's that far away or not. I'll all these potions. I should maybe just let him run around and cast spells, because that'll use his health up. I won't be able to use Skin of the Dragon from this close to him. I wonder how you're meant to beat this. There must be, like, an easier, cheesier way. I'm gonna wait for a second. Nice. Okay. Yeah, keep casting stuff. Several cheeses, and I'm not missing anything obvious. Evil Seek about the only thing that hurts him. I want him to keep casting, actually. Nice. Alright. It was over. Pug stared at McCall's lifeless form as he lay silently on the hard stone floor. Hiding from the grief that threatened to overcome his pain exhaustion, he turned to Owen. He saw the boy was on his knees. Pug was about to help the boy to his feet when he noticed a strange light filling the chamber. The lifestone pulsed warmth. Rays of emerald light touched Owen's solemn features, deepening the hollows of his face as he approached the blasted turf occupied moments before by McCall's towering rage. Nearby, Pug spoke softly, his voice diffusing off the cavern walls into 1,000 bouncing whispers. It may be difficult, Pug said, but don't judge him too harshly, Owen. I have performed acts nearly as monstrous in the name of common good. I find that hard to believe, Owen replied. You're a good man. So was he in his own way. Loyalty can sometimes misguide even the finest of men. Both magicians flinched in unison, as muted sword strikes erupted in the corridors outside the chamber. With startling rapidity, the sounds approached, dissolved into pattering, desperate footfalls and howling, half-screamed oaths. Watch yourself, Pug shouted across the cavern. Someone's coming. Harried by a shadowy assailant, Gorth backed into the chamber, his sword flying in a defensive arc before him. Repeatedly, razor-like fists flashed out of the darkness to challenge him, but he skillfully turned the attacks to his advantage. Finding the rhythm of his opponent, he feinted right when he was expected to move left, and a warrior barreled past him. Delicon, Owen exclaimed. Tripped up by Gorth, the Mordell leader crashed into the ground, snarling all the while and slavering slavering fury. Attempting to rise, he slashed upward with his gauntleted fist brutally. But brutally, Gorth stepped aside inside his guard and delivered a rain of heavy kicks until the older warrior fell quiet. I suggest you lie still, Gorth snapped, wiping rivulets of blood from his face. I may decide to kill you yet. I hear you, Delacon croaked, his voice weak. For a long moment he remained curled in a ball, his breath tearing raggedly from his throat as he clenched and unclenched his fists. With extreme effort he turned his head and looked upon the mesmerizing light of the lifestone and froze. No, Pug shook his head, apprehension welling within him like a black lake as he caught the Mordel's expression. Stumbling forward, he tried to interpose himself in the way, but his failing strength abandoned him. No! Swatting Gorth effortlessly aside as he rose, Delacon's eyes flashed with reflected radiance. Like a puppet on a string, he began to stagger forward. His steps almost childish in their plodding. Undoubtedly something had control of his mind. Dazed but alive, Gorth leapt to the attack and jolted hard into the Mordel leader. His calculated blow carrying both of them not down but forward into the lifestone. Together they reached for the sword. What madness is this? Who? Something within the sword consumes. Can't fight it. Him. Ashen Shugar. The Valhero souls trapped within the sword are slipping their bonds. We have to kill them both. But what about Gorth? You must, Owen. Evil. Can't fight it. Him. Much longer. Can't hold him. Now. Owen stared blankly at the lifestone. We killed him, Owen said, a bitter hurt in his words. He came to the kingdom to warn us, and we killed him. Don't be petulant, Owen. This isn't the time for it. Glaring at Pug with shock, Owen opened his mouth to reply, but found the adequate words failed him. Angered, he turned as if to leave, but felt the master magician's hand on his shoulder. Wait, Pug said, his voice more gentle than it had been. Meeting the boy's hateful gaze, he motioned for him to stay. You must understand, Gorth was dead the minute he touched the sword. If we had hesitated another moment longer, both he and Delacon would be dead, and an unspeakable evil would be loose on our world. When Delacon began to change, you could see the Valhero were attempting to mold them into a form they could use. Do you remember the terrible devastation we saw on Anya? That would be a paradise compared to the lives we would lead under their dominion. I'm telling you this because you now have the knowledge and abilities which come with terrible responsibilities. You will have to make decisions far worse than this someday if you continue down the path you were on. You're going to have to learn to think before you act, but never to regret your decisions, right or wrong. Otherwise, you will slowly begin to not make decisions at all. But how can I know which are the right decisions? Alan asked. How can I be sure? Pug squeezed his shoulder. You need to live to a ripe old age to know that, and I am not nearly old enough to have an answer. All I know is what Macross the Black once told me. He said to train those around me well, to make them powerful, but also to make them loving and generous. I see those things in you. The battle was against them. Enraged war leader Morelf growled orders to his terror-stricken lieutenants as he reviewed their weakening lines from the safety of an elm-shaded hill. Watched with fury as his forward ranks of pikemen retreated under an unexpectedly heavy rain of kingdom longbow fire. In a short while, the combined mass of Prince Arutha's relief forces and the garrison at Sethanon would be in a position to push them into the only corridor of the city where they would be unable to retreat, and then it would only be a matter of hours before they would be forced to surrender or die in a blaze set to flush them out. Horde leader Morelf, you must come quickly. Hearing a commotion to his left, he muttered a silent curse on Delacon's head for leading them on this fool's errand, then snapped his attention to a small group of Mordel who were advancing towards him. Faces flushed with excitement, their leader, a scar-faced whelp of 20 summers, knelt reverently at his feet before breathlessly delivering his message. At the keep, your father has taken Prince Arutha, and I believe the marked one is with him. Tide of the battle turns. Stalking skeptically after his messengers, he progressed through a ruined avenue and into a cobbled central square filled with conversing mortal warriors. Above them, Delacon mounted the fire-blackened parapet walk of the keep, preceded by a mysterious robed figure and the Prince of Krondor. The later bound hand and foot, unable to do anything but follow where he was led. Brethren! Silence fell over the square as the robe-clad figure stepped past Arutha and Delacon and into an archer's turret. A hand placed over his right breast. Ripping open his white garment, he revealed a body made gaunt with hunger, but bearing an unmistakable curling purple birthmark which resembles a dragon and was the mark of legend. Instantly a chant arose among the mortal warriors, many of them falling to their knees in ecstatic reverence. I have returned, O my children! Myrmindamus shouted from the battlements, revealing a glittering sword of gold, its hilt set with jewels of lapis. Hidden deep in the chambers of earth below our feet, Prince Arutha sought to keep this sword from us. From me, from us, the key to our future. For 10 years he imprisoned me in the bowels of this hell, against my will, but you have freed me, he said, sweeping the air with the sword. 10 years ago I promised you the dawning of a new age. I was repaired with abandonment, but today I am free, because you who followed Delicon believed in our dream. You have demonstrated your worthiness and loyalty, and as a reward you shall all bear witness to the death of the Lord of the West, and final fulfillment of the prophecy. A dark cheer rippled through the crowd as Myrmindamus held the sword aloft and faced Arutha. His lips curled back in a wicked smile as he advanced on the dazed prince. Considering the things that had been done to him, the crowd thought it likely their former leader would execute Arutha slowly, and they were ripe for the spectacle. Abruptly, Myrmindamus halted. Beneath him, the stones of the keep were beginning to tremble, as if the entirety of the structure were being shaken by an invisible hand. His look of proud defiance suddenly turned to outrage. What treachery is this? Myrmindamus screamed. Who meddles with the prophecy? As if in answer, thunder pealed overhead, announcing the arrival of a great dragon and rider. The pair seemingly have formed from the very air itself. Floating down from dizzying heights, they descended to a point with the keep's rooftops, the dragon's wings beating great gales of wind against the crowd. The prophecy is false, Myrmindamus, as are you, Pug shouted from the dragon's back. You have betrayed the folk of the kingdom and those of your own people for a lie. It is time for your terror to come to an end. At Pug's command, Arutha ducked, narrowly averting death as the dragon skimmed low overhead, lashing the battlements with his titanic whip-like tail, hurling both Myrmindamus and Delicon, screaming like babes into the horrified hordes who watched far below. Fanning away from the impact of the two, bystanders hastened to escape, fearing a possible second attack from the flying dragon and its equally menacing rider. Standing in the midst of the crowd, Moraelf looked on, void of pain or fear, his voice calm and clear as he addressed a Gobble lieutenant who stood near him. Gather your kin and call the retreat. Lord Moraelf, we may still win. Lead us. Hollering the green-skinned creature, Moraelf lifted him off his feet. I now lead the nations of the north, and my first command is that I shall lead us home. Call the retreat. Moraelf spat, hurling the goblin backwards. The day is theirs, but I must see something first. Disregarding the panicked warriors who saw egress from the square, Moraelf picked his way over the burning rubble to where his father lay dead, his wolfish eyes reflecting only the clouds of smoke which drifted through Sethanon. For all his father's grand schemes, for all the things he had thought to accomplish, he was nothing now. Nothing but a hulk of dead flesh. He had been a fool to trust the Serani magician. Leaning over the dead body, Moraelf snatched up the golden sword which Myrmindamus had retrieved from the caverns below. Although he knew very little of the prophecy which had inspired both his father and Myrmindamus to their deaths, he had no intention of wasting what little they had gained in the battle. Perhaps when he returned to the Northlands, he could still find a way to harness the power of the artifact, assuming it had any powers at all. Moraelf, turning the Mordell warleader, had no time to react before the lightning-quick assassin was upon him, driving his knife skillfully through his left eye and deep into his brain, killing him instantly. Without a sound, he crumpled to the ground against his dead father, dropping the sword even before he could raise it. Smiling coldly, Nerib withdrew his knife and wiped clean the gray flesh from its bone blade, then snatched Myrmindamus' prized sword from where it lay abandoned on the ground. One by one he had borne witness to the destruction of his rivals, Gorth of the Ardanian, his own brother Nago, Delicon, and his son Moraelf, all destroyed by their own greed or inaction. Now there would be the matter of dealing with the bitch Lylan, who had been Delicon's mate. And then he might even claim the throne of Sargoth for himself. Assuming no bastard get of the former warleader claimed the right, it would be of a small consequence. However, for now, he possessed what they'd all sought. Assuming he lived, he would learn to exploit his newfound advantage. Resheathing his knife in his boot, he spotted a slow-moving band of Mordell limping towards the Dimwood, and he hurried to join them, blending in with the crowd in the same manner in which he had come to Sethanon, with an unrecognizable face in the mob of the beaten and the angry. Arutha watched with mild wonder as Pug conjured the prince's duplicate into non-existence, then just as quickly eliminated the remarkably lifelike illusions of Delicon and Myrmindamus, who lay crumbled on the ground below the keep. The corpse of Delicon's son would have to be removed later by less arcane means. Shame we didn't have you with us at Armengar, cousin. Pug, Arutha said. A performance such as that before Myrmindamus' troop might have won us the battle. Pug shook his head. Spectacle won't win your battles, but at least it may prevent the Dark Brothers from plotting another attack against Sethanon. With a dozen or more Mordell witnesses you've left alive on the battlefield, most of them should return alive to the Northlands. Having seen their leaders die and possessing the object Myrmindamus sought, they'll have little reason to return here. Let us hope, Arutha said. I have little desire to do this again. What about the artifact, Owen asked. A useless sword, Pug replied with a grin. The Oracle of All indicated a hidden room where I might find it, and when I asked for assistance with the plan. Shortly after that mortal gentleman who picked it up returns to Sor Sorgoth, you will discover it's useless and curse the names of both of them for having spilled so much mortal blood on false prophecies. Seeing James and Locklear poking about in the ruins near the keep, Arutha scowled. I have a feeling those two are going to keep me busy for months with their questions about this place. Fortunately, they're loyal. If I tell them the subject is closed, they'll both trust me enough to leave the issue alone. You can always tell them the sword was truly what was buried here, Owen suggested. The answer is good enough for the Mordell. Arutha shook his head. Locklear will probably forget the matter once he sees a pretty young face in Krondor, but Jimmy is different. He won't accept it. Though he will never ask anything more. I don't like that I will have to lie to him. He's as loyal a subject I've ever had. What about the Serrani? Owen asked, nodding. Arutha seemed equally concerned with Pug's answer. I shall have to talk with them. A well-respected member of the Assembly of Magicians named Ocho Peppa already knows something of the event, and he will help me assuage their fears, Pug said. Thankfully, they have their hands tied with another bothersome individual at the moment. Satisfied, Arutha said his farewells and moved off to be of assistance in evacuating the remaining soldiers from the area. Fearing that some might become too curious and discover things best left unfound. While watching the prince depart, Pug smiled quietly to himself, gaining Owen's attention. You seem pleased about something, Owen said. What is it? You will note that the prince said nothing about your silence, Pug said. You know the secret of Sethanon. In all of Mid-Chemia, only Prince Arutha, King Liam, Duke Martin, Thomas of Elvendar, and myself truly knows what lies beneath our feet. As if to reinforce the point, Pug tapped his staff at Owen's feet. What are you saying? Smiling, Pug began to lead him down the winding path towards the city's smashed southern gate. What that means is the prince expects me to guarantee your silence. That will be difficult to do. With you and Tiburn and me at the Academy of Magicians at Stardock, it will require that I make a number of long and tiresome journeys for the sole purpose of ensuring you keep your silence. It seems like a waste of time. Stopping to look into the sunset, Pug seemed lost in thought. Of course, it is possible I could take you on as a student of magic. Your living expenses paid for in full by Prince Arutha. Are you interested in becoming a true magician, Owen? Laughing for the first time in a great while, Owen twirled his staff in his hands. I never wanted anything else. And that's it. The game is over. Probably won't play this one again for a while. I don't know if I ever beat it before because I don't remember that final battle. Oh, I left the notepad on the whole time. Thank you. Let's see. What am I going to play tomorrow? I don't know. I'll think about it tonight. I guess we'll see you tomorrow for 2 hours of something new. So thanks for watching Betrayal at Krondor, and thanks for the likes, follows, and subscribes, and pressing all the buttons, and I guess, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Love you.